Released in 2019, the Galaxy S10 Plus is now almost 5 years old, and during this period it has been an amazing device for me. The S10 Plus is my all-time favorite Samsung device, and I think it still has a design comparable to newer flagships with small bezels all around. This is my review of the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus in 2024. The S10 Plus is made of glass and aluminum. As you can see, the screen is cracked, so let me address this first. Like I said earlier, this is my favorite Samsung phone and my most used one too. I wanted to replace the screen, but after I upgraded my daily driver I didn't think it was worth it. The frames of the phone are also damaged because I never used a case. Overall, the S10 Plus has a unique design, and even with this crack I am happy with the build quality of it. It is a thin and light device, and holding it in the hand is still a great experience. The Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is also IP68 water and dust resistant. For obvious reasons, my unit has lost this feature. The S10 Plus has a 6.4-inch Quad HD dynamic AMOLED display. The display of the S10 Plus is still incredible. It is sharp with rich colors and it gets very bright outside, but it isn't the best in direct sunlight. Watching content on this device has been a joy for me, at least until I cracked the screen. The camera cutout is also bigger than other phones, so it might be a deal breaker for you. My only grip of this display is the lack of 120 Hz. Compared to later Samsung phones that have this feature, the S10 Plus doesn't feel as smooth. If you never owned a 120 Hz display, then this shouldn't be an issue. My S10 Plus runs Android 12 and the software experience is still great. The UI is fluid and intuitive, and overall, the One UI is my favorite Android skin. Sadly, it won't receive any more major updates, so in terms of features it is a bit behind. The S10 Plus is powered by the Snapdragon 855 or the Exynos 9820. I have the Exynos model and the performance is still good. It can handle apps and most games, and with 8 GB of RAM you can keep many open in the background. The base storage of this device is 128 GB, and if you want more you can also add a microSD card. The Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus comes with triple cameras, and in 2024 they are starting to get outdated. In daylight the main lens produces sharp and vibrant colors. The ultra-wide is very good too, with fine dynamic range. The telephoto lens is also acceptable, but it has only 2x optical zoom. In low light both the main and the ultra-wide camera support night mode, and the results aren't really that special. Sadly, the telephoto camera supports night mode only when there is a lot of light. On the front it has a main camera and a useless depth sensor, which is just a waste of space. Pictures taken from the front camera aren't as good. Skin colors aren't as accurate and details on faces are missing. Night mode from the front camera is just fine. Video quality on the S10 Plus is also good with great stabilization, but the dynamic range isn't the best. It can shoot videos up to 4K at 60 FPS. Overall, these cameras still take acceptable pictures, but in 2024 there are a lot of mid-range devices that can do better than the S10 Plus. Considering that this device is almost 5 years old, I would say these cameras are still just fine. Just like every recent Samsung phone, the S10 Plus does also have stereo speakers. The bottom firing speaker is a little bit better than the one found on the earpiece, but overall the audio quality from these speakers is excellent. Another big plus for this device is the headphone jack. As you know by now, the S10 series are the last flagships from Samsung to include this feature. The S10 Plus has a 4100 mAh battery capacity, and the battery life isn't as good anymore. Light and medium users can get through most of the day with a single charge. Heavy users, however, have to charge it more than once per day. It can be charged at 15 watts, which is way too slow with 2024 standards. It does also support wireless charging and wireless power share, but I never use them since they are too slow. The main feature for security on the S10 Plus is the ultrasonic in-display fingerprint scanner. During my usage, this scanner has always been very reliable to me. It is, however, positioned too low for my likings. It does also have a 2D face scanner, and even though it might not be as secure, I always use it. Of course, if you don't want to use them, you have an option for a PIN or a password. So is the S10 Plus still worth it in 2024? Well, it depends on what you are looking at on a phone. If you use the S10 Plus only for basic things and don't really care about the greatest cameras, don't care about the 120Hz display, don't care about the fastest processor, then I think this device will still fulfill your needs. If you expect anything more from it, then I think you should check other devices. Personally, I only keep it since I miss this kind of design in newer phones and I don't want to sell it for a cheap price. If any of the viewers still owns the S10 Plus, I would like to hear about your experience with this device. If you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to my channel.